Hi, I'm Finn from the Herd Theatre Company. Welcome to Back to Ours Right on Your Sofa. I'm at the Big Malarkey Children's Literature Festival to read you a story written by Back to Ours and designed by Alex Bennett. Are you ready? Let's go. There was once a troupe of travelling circus performers, the most peculiar you can imagine, who roamed the globe far and wide. Tumbling clowns, hula hoop masters, high wire treaders, acrobats, dancing dogs, mind readers. They all lived together in happiness and harmony, led by their ringmaster, the great and all-powerful Peter, and his beautiful horse, Star. There wasn't a crack or crevice they didn't visit on their travels. They trotted up mountains and cantered down valleys, raced across beaches and flew over forests. It truly was a dream come true, galloping here, galloping there, galloping everywhere. Everyone knew of them, all over the world and back again, and they were welcomed most warmly by every place they visited. Some might even say, wait for it, they were globetrotters. But this wasn't just for fun, oh no. The travelling troupe had work to do, and work hard they did. For their mission was to collect all the rules for all adults and children to abide by, and write them in their book of rules for very naughty adults and children. What's a world without rules? According to Peter and his troupe, nothing. Wash your ears, brush your teeth, don't drink too much lemonade, put your dirty clothes in the washing basket. Every single rule that kept the world from spinning off its axis was in the book. It didn't matter if it was tiny. Don't stand on ants, or huge. Don't ride elephants in shopping centres. It was written down with great ceremony by the master of quills. And that's how order was kept. And once they gathered all the rules, the troupe liked to take something else from every place they visited, a tradition. It was doing this that they learned something very special and unique to each particular village, town, city, or country. From wishing 100 happy birthdays in Poland to washing with a special leaf on the morning of your birthday in Africa. The troupe learned much about different customs across the world, and even practiced a few while they were there. But on their happy travels, the troupe was blind to one particular thing. They were being followed. Oh yes, there, skulking in the shadows from Timbuktu to Hull, was someone with something terrible on her mind. The worst thing you could possibly imagine. A very naughty adult, determined to break every rule in the book. That's right, every single rule. It was a warm and starless night when she finally decided to put her dastardly plan into action. Having followed Peter and his troupe around the world some 15 times or more, she was tired, grumpy, and itching to get her hands on the book. Enough's enough, she thought. It's time to case some proper mischief instead of skulking around the shadows all day long. Everyone was sleeping soundly. It had been an exceptional day, with a huge welcome party for the troupe and a record total of 187 new rules entered into the book that morning. There had been much celebrating, and Peter had been wrestled into his hammock by 3 clowns and a dancing dog. It's a good, or bad, depending on which way you look at it, thing too, or he'd have still been up, galloping around the room on Star, whooping till the early hours. But now, all was quiet. Seizing her chance, the very naughty adult slunk out into the darkness. She knew exactly where to find the book, stored away safely as it always was. in the wooden chest of the keeper of the book. She crept under Peter's hammock. Sneak, creak, sneak, creak, sneak, creak. She stood on the very tips of her toes and peeked at his face to make sure she was really asleep and not just faking it. Snore, snooze, snore, snooze, snore, snooze. She slipped her hand inside his pocket for the key to the chest. And then, groan, groan. What was that? Wait. Snooze, snooze, snooze. Ta-da! The very naughty adult eased the key out of Peter's pocket and crept slowly to the chest. The keeper of the book slept on peacefully as she slipped the key in the lock. Cla-dunk. Opened it, creak, and lifted the book into the folds of her skirt. And just like that, she was gone, disappearing back into the shadows, never to be seen or heard of again. Well, not yet, anyway. But now you know about her. Keep an eye out for an adult acting very suspiciously and doing naughty things she shouldn't be. Like trying to jam 2 20p's into a trolley because she hasn't got a pound coin, or trying to get a refund at a shop on something she's broken, or shaking up all the fizzy drinks in the supermarket. Some say that very naughty adult broke every single rule in that book in a minute. Others say it took nearly half a day. But whichever you believe this. The very second every rule was broken, the book lost all its power. Star turned to stone. The travelling troupe was changed beyond all recognition. Each and every one of them transformed instantly into a mix of human and horse. It was a very different troupe that woke up the next morning, falling out of their hammocks with hooves instead of hands and feet. They wrapped their arms around Star's stony neck as though tears might bring her back to them. If only it was that easy. Stripped now of all that power, Peter decreed a new mission. To carry on, travelling around the world, but this time they'd have to ask all the children and adults to harness horse power, to make more rules, to replace the ones broken by the very naughty adult. It would be slower. There would be no more galloping or cantering, but they would never give up on making and keeping rules so order could be kept. So, if you're eating your breakfast or about to go to bed and you hear the ringmaster's cry of roll up, in your street, run out and welcome the great and all-powerless Peter and his travelling troupe. Tell them your rules and your traditions, and keep your eyes peeled for a very naughty adult who wants to cause mischief along the way. The end. Thank you everybody for joining us for this very special bedtime story from Back to Ours. See ya, bye.
Little horses, no.